What is up, my people? Welcome back to the channel for another album review. I'm your boy Nassim the Dream, and listen, do me a favor. If you're new to the channel, just go right on ahead and hit the subscribe button. Just go ahead and do it, and don't forget to hit that bell as well to keep notified on my newest content. Let's get into the album review. Today, I'll be reviewing the brand new slowthai record, Ugly. 28-year-old Tyron came in Frampton, and best known as his stage name by slowthai, has been no doubt one of my favorite UK artists to come out brand new in the music industry, and definitely my favorite UK rapper. When I first grew heavy fandom for slowthai, I was experiencing the incredible debut record Nothing Great About Britain. I was not only interested in slowthai because of his rap skill set, I was also invested into the artist because of his carelessness due to what higher powers could possibly do to him or think about him, because of his free will of him stating the truth about higher government and just basically not really giving a fuck. That's a trait that I especially admire into artist work, because it's just so nice to see them fearless and, you know, not really care about the public opinion, just make something that really comes from the heart. We then get a deeper look into slowthai's personality with his sophomore LP, Tyron, and this was for sure my current favorite record from slowthai. And I really just love the idea of splitting this album in two, having the first side executing a more aggressive, confident side of Tyron with great hip-hop beats and rapping, and the other side featuring something more down-to-earth with softer tones and gorgeous melodics from acts like James Blake on Feel Away. But guys, I gotta tell you, there's a new favorite in town, and it's called Ugly. What we enter now is this manic state of mind from Tyron that is filled with overwhelming anxiety, depression, and trauma, and this entire record ensues so perfectly. The noise elements, the post-punk elements, the UK underground rap all work together so well to make this sequence feel very authentic, to the point where it feels as if he's feeling this emotion in real time. Some examples of why the sound selection excels the feeling of this record so much come from examples like on the track Yelm with the metallic plucks in here that sound like they create this idiosyncrasy and relevancy to this anxious feeling of noise. And I really want to compliment this track a lot more as it transforms seamlessly into this rhythmic dance cut that still includes an industrial nuance, and also along with like some keen vocal effects, making this even more phenomenal. The way I interpret this track now is that it almost feels like Tyron is including this kind of separation of reality type of track because of how this dance cut really comes along. It's almost like he's possibly like sedated, or he's just not on this planet, but like there's reality into this that is really bothering him, but he's just ignoring it. I felt this track really added a lot to the chaos with the noise elements as it carries on to the track Selfish, the first track that was released as a single. This song is what really gave me that preset expectation based off what we could possibly hear from Ugly. And let it be known, I was also able to observe another one of the tracks that wasn't released as a single, but when I checked it on my own, from the track Sooner. Sooner is pulling so much more weight than I really got to notice based off my first listen. The instrumental selection is so well portioned on here. The ones that are present for the textures are the ones that stand out to me the most, including some guitar strums that felt enhanced, but on top of that, just how well the production is really crafted on here. And on top of that, there is a really catchy hook to observe on here. And then Feel Good has these incredible piano variations that keep its notation but switch out from clean to metallic. It's easy to say that the sound quality is immediate throughout a lot of the record, and that's all well and good, but I truly found myself to be at awe with the record because of the storytelling. Starting with the track Never Again, that has such a harrowing, sorrowful tale about a falling of this relationship that later arrives to a very tragic event. Now, I had it prepared in my notes to tell you about what happened in here, as well as the other songs and what they really added along to the central theme, as well as more analyzation from me on what really makes these tracks so great and interesting, like how well the track Happy and Ugly really tie in together, or even how incredible slowthai's performance is to this record that it adds so much significance to why this record is what it is. But I feel the potency of this record is just too good to spoil in this review. So I would only encourage you to check this out for yourself, because you get a really deep look into Tyron's mind. It's so fascinating, it's so heartbreaking, it's so shocking, but at the same time, it's mesmerizing. Because I fucking loved this record. I absolutely loved it. There's so much to unpack with the entire progression. It's amazing, and just how well slowthai adds to the central idea while incorporating new song influences to his work that excels the emotion much further. I'm truly left with my jaw on the ground because of how manic this feels and how much it's infecting me, and how it's like It's so relieving, especially when you reach the closer. It's like you actually experience what he was going through in this album. And I didn't necessarily expect to receive a record that stayed much more hyper-focused and authentic than his past 2 LPs, because they were already pretty freaking good. But I can tell you right now, in this review, I am feeling very confident that I believe that this is his best work yet. Astonishing lyricism accompanied with industrial noise, punk, rock, and hip-hop that capitalizes on the themes and tension so perfectly, it leaves me thinking about how far he's come to this point. And even though this record was solo performed by slowthai, he didn't do it on his own. There was a lot of great work that was put into the production on here. Like, we had Jacob Bugden that does a lot of guitar work, Rabbi Badoobie, I believe they had another act from Jockstrap on here. But it was primarily done with slowthai, and I think that is very impressive. And as much as I want to just say this is the perfect LP, I'm gonna be honest, you know, there's some moments with the singing that didn't necessarily land with me. It wasn't so endearing or, you know, as gorgeous as most vocalists, but I felt like the intention from Tyron when he was going about some of his vocalizations, the execution purpose for it was masterful. This is a one-of-a-kind artist, and I'm gonna give slowthai's Ugly a 90%. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed, go on to like, share, comment down below what you thought of this record. Down in the description, you see all my separate checklist ratings for the album, more videos, and also the links to my social media accounts so you can keep up with me on the daily. And I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Deuces. I feel so good, I feel so good.